Yeah, I'm sorry for not making a vlog in several days. I'm sorry that you didn't get to see this pretty little face for about a week now. Yeah, turned it around there, didn't I? Anyway, this video does have a point. Like all my videos do, this is going to be a review of Hugo, a film directed by Marin Scorsese, starring Asa Butterfield and Chloe Moretz, and it's based off of the book by Brian Selznick called The Invention of Hugo Cabaret, which I actually read when I was in 5th grade. And it was really amazing because it's mostly pictures, and you have to read basically a picture book and interpret the pictures because the book is really much about the themes of old-time movies and the magic of them. And Hugo is about a boy named Hugo Cabaret who lives in the walls of a Paris train station and is trained to fix clocks by his alcoholic uncle after his father dies. He's apprenticed to fix the clocks within this train station. And one day he tries to steal yet again from the toy shop owner that works at the train station. He tries to steal parts for this automaton. There, I said it right. Automaton that his father himself worked on before he died. Unfortunately, this time Hugo gets caught and is forced to give up his belongings within his pockets, including the notebook that he and his father took notes about the automaton in during the course of fixing it and trying to get it to work again. And he just goes on this fantastic journey meeting the goddaughter of the toy shop owner and becoming great friends with her. And together they find the joy of old-time movies and the magic of them. And it's a really, really fantastic film for those that appreciate the cinema. And it's really fantastic. I feel like character-wise, they could not have chosen a better cast. Asa Butterfield, I really don't know how to say your name. I'm so sorry, Asa. I really don't know. I'm sorry. But Asa and Chloe did a really great job portraying Hugo and Isabel. And I never got tired of their constant question asking because they're kids. And every line that they said and every delivery of it sounded really natural and really normal. And it didn't feel forced, and it felt like really sweet. This film captured an innocence within these kids that really, quite frankly, is missing from modern day movies and stories. And I actually really enjoyed the performance of Sacha Baron Cohen, who I actually didn't know was in this movie until I googled it, as playing the head inspector at the train station. He basically searches around trying to find any trouble and gets rid of it once and fast as he can. And there's a little underlying storyline with him. He suffers greatly, though it's a great portrayal of a character. He suffers greatly from what I like to call Snape syndrome, which is that he was mistreated as a child, something traumatic happened, which we only get like a 5-second explanation of. I would have enjoyed a tad more backstory on that. And he takes it out on the kids, basically. He wants them to feel how he felt, basically, and that's just unfair. As much as I love you, Snape, you are kind of a bully. I'm sorry. Love you. But it was a really great portrayal, and the setting's fantastic. There was this one point where they were showing Hugo's dad dying. He died in a fire, and it just kind of seemed like the fire ate him for like 2 seconds, and then it was done. I don't know if that was just like Hugo, memory-wise, trying to skip that as much as he could, but if so, that makes sense. But there were just some points, because this film was clearly meant to be seen in 3D, and I'm thinking about going to see it again in 3D, hopefully. But it was a film that was clearly meant to be in 3D, and it shows sometimes, because I saw it in regular 2D, and it shows sometimes. But the cinematography is absolutely beautiful, and you get to see the Paris sky all lit up and gorgeous, and it's fantastic. And just the way it makes you feel, this movie, it makes you feel nostalgic for something you never knew. Like, I was never a child in 1920s, 1910 Paris, 190, 80 years ago when this stuff was happening. But it made you feel nostalgic for something that you can't really get a grip on. And it made me wonder, these kids were having like the greatest adventures of their lives within the confines of where they were, and they didn't complain about anything. And just like thinking that we have the internet and TV and all these things to keep us distracted from finding the real and amazing true adventures in life. I mean, it really makes you think just from this one children's movie. Honestly, it makes me think that there are people out there that spend their entire lives indoors and don't do anything to be a part of it. I mean, there was a really great line that I'm probably butchering it beyond belief, but Hugo is saying that every person is like a machine. A machine has its purpose, and he thought of the whole world as one big machine. All of it, all the world had its parts, and there are no extra parts in a machine. So he felt like he needed to be there, and he had a purpose for some sort of something. And it was beautiful, and it really makes you think. You have a purpose out there. You just need to find it and get off. Quite frankly, excuse my French, but please, quite frankly, you need to get off your ass and do something about it. Go out there and have those adventures, have those dreams, make something into a reality that you want to happen. Don't just sit there and watch the world go by. It makes you think of simpler times and how people just used what they had and how they had these great adventures and lives, but they didn't need anything to distract them from it. They were the ones that I admire, and it really does make me admire 1920s, 1910, that era of life. It just makes you want to do something. And I know that I'm probably reading way too into the themes of this movie, but it's a great children's movie. If you want to go see it with a family, or I really strongly recommend it. The cinematography is gorgeous, the actors are incredible, and the story is really well set. I will admit that it was a tad slow in the beginning because it's mostly silent through the beginning of the film all the way to the title of the movie, and just getting into the action of it and the thrill was really tad slow. That's the only complaint I have of this fantastic movie, and I really recommend go seeing it. Definitely 5 out of 5 stars. Have a good day, guys, and DFTBA.